Very good morning, class. In previous class, almost all the topics that to be discussed under the chapter crop production and its management we had discussed. The last topic that we were discussing, it was genetic modification of crops. Now, after having made improvement in various agricultural practices, it will be of no use if the quality of the grains is not improved. The crop improvement is considered as very important task, and the scientists are working every time to produce new varieties of crops with desirable features. So, under the genetic modification of crops, we had discussed hybridization, crossbreeding and various methods which is done under the genetic engineering. Now, what happens in genetic modification of crops? The desired feature is needed to improve the yield of the crop. Now, how do we get the desired feature? Through the different systems and the techniques used in genetic engineering. In a very short manner, 3 points I have listed here. Now, what we are doing to get the desired feature in the crop? First of all, selecting the crop having desired character. We were talking about hybridization in the previous class. Now, what we did in the previous class and what we had read about the hybridization. Hybridization, it is a method of cross-breeding of two different varieties where the two genetically different individuals, they opt to obtain a new individual with desired character. If you could remember the picture that I drawn that day, what I wanted to make you clear. If there is a two crop A and crop B, the anthers from the crop A, it will be removed, and the method of removal of the anthers from a flower so that the pollination will not be occurred that is not desired. That method is known as emasculation. We all know that the anthers are the male reproductive organ of the flower. After removal of the anthers, the pollen grains from the anther of crop B, it is spread over the stigma of the crop A. Stigma is the part of the carpel which is a female reproductive organ. Now here the pollination occurred. But in this pollination, the stamen of crop B transferred from crop B to crop A, and then pollination takes place onto crop A. And then after pollination, fertilization will take place, and then the desired character can be got. Clear? So, first we will select the crop having desired character. Number 2, isolating the genetic component of the crop. Isolating means to remove, okay, to make it alone. And then third, inserting the component into the main crop. Inserting means introduction. Now you see, selecting means crop A and crop B we have selected, okay. We want the desired character of the crop B should come in crop A, okay. That is our desire. And after that, isolating, we have removed the anthers of the crop A. That is your isolation. And after isolation, inserting the component, we have added the stamens of crop B to crop A for pollination and further process of fertilization. So these three are the main steps which is done in the genetic engineering to get the genetic modification of the crops. Clear to you? So this we had discussed in the previous class. Now the next one is that I have written, and you can read that the food production from animals. Now this topic is not given in your book, but still I want to share these ideas. If you could remember, on the very first day when we were talking about the definition of agriculture, what we said, what is agriculture? Agriculture is a method which is concerned with the cultivating land and raising the domesticated animals. We were talking about the raising the domesticated animals. The animals also plays very important role in our daily life. Agriculture is not alone only about the cultivation of the lands, but it also help in raising the domestic animals which help us in many ways, either by giving food or by doing some other work. So this topic is not given, but you should know about this, that what food production we get from the animals. The very simple line that the food that we get from our two sources, that is plants and animals, it is of different varieties. But the branch of agriculture, there is a separate branch of agriculture that deals with the rearing of the animals, and it is known as animal husbandry. The science, the branch of the science of agriculture that deals with the rearing of animals is known as animal husbandry. Please note this terminology term, that the animal husbandry, it is a branch of agriculture, means it is a small part of agriculture which actually deals with the raising of the domesticated animals. Why we need to raise these animals? First day I told you that first the early man, they were hunted the animals and they used to eat the raw flesh of that hunted animals. But day by day, when their population increased, then they had a thought in their mind that they should think something, some other sources also, so that they will not get any problem or scarcity of the food. So they thought of growing the food. At the same time, they also felt that the animals can help them in different ways, and hence they started raising the animals. And what were our needs that time? First of all, the food. We were dependent due to discovery of the fire. The early men, they were able to cook the food and made it tasty and easily digestible. Right now, the animals again played very important role in our daily life. The very first important role is the production of the milk in the form of eggs, the meat, wool and leather. They are the important products that we get from the animals, and hence we had to take care of these animals, or we have to rear them. And the method of rearing is known as animal husbandry. Once again, animal husbandry is a part of agriculture. Agriculture means two parts. One, cultivation of land, the another one, raising of domesticated animals. That domesticated animals and their raising and their care is taken, that method is known as animal husbandry. Next one is, just as the food crops are obtained from the plants, similarly food is also obtained from the animals that we had discussed just now, in the form of milk, eggs, meat, etc. And to be looked after, to guard our house also. Some of the domesticated animals, they help us. The animals like cattle, sheep, goat, camel, horse or pig, they play important role in food production. So depending upon the use of these animals, we can group them into the following three groups. Depending upon the work and the use of these animals. Use of animals. The animals are categorized into three groups. The first one I have written here, milk giving animals. What are the common animals which gives us milk? Cow, we all know. Buffaloes. Mostly we get the milk from cow and buffalo, and in some of the areas or place of the India and other countries also, goats and camels milks are also used to get the health benefit. Second, there are some animals which gives us meat and egg. Pigs, goats, sheep, fowl, duck, they are the main source of meat. From hence we get the eggs. So write down here: pigs, goat, fowl for meat, duck, and hence mostly we get the eggs. Number third, working animals which help us in doing different work. Bullocks. Have you seen bullocks? Bullock cart. Bullocks, and then buffaloes, camels and horses. They are used for working in the fields and for transportation of the goods. Write down: bullocks, camel and horse. And for what? For doing different work in the field. They are used in field as well as for transportation different things in the land or in the area where we live. Clear to you? Mules are also used specially by the army to take things from one place to another in a hilly regions. In the hilly area, mountainous region, you must have seen an animal looks like a donkey. It is named as mule. This is used to carry the weight on the hilly areas. Okay, to go up above the hills, and they carry the weight and the things from one place to another. The next one, so this is the category of the animals depending upon their use in our daily life. Milk giving animals, meat and egg giving animals, and the working animals. Now the another term I have written here, dairying. What is the meaning of dairying? First of all, you tell me, what is the meaning of dairy? Have you heard this term? It is a place where milk and milk products are sold. It is a place where milk and milk products are sold. Clear to you? The milk yielding animals such as cows, buffaloes and goats, they are known as milch animals. Did you remember the term milch? This term we have read in standard 6. The milk giving animals, they are termed as milch. The milk giving animals, they are termed as milch animals. Clear? So in a dairy, the milk yielding animals, they are reared and proper care is taken, and these milch animals, they are fed with the leguminous crop, or sorry, leguminous fodder, because the leguminous fodders are very rich in protein. So rich protein diet will help that those milch animals to yield more milk. The second one is poultry. What is the meaning of poultry? The practice of keeping and breeding useful animals which provide eggs or meat is known as poultry farming. There are some birds which are kept and use different, with the help of different techniques, they are able to breed more so that the more eggs can be produced or laid by the birds. That practice of making that birds to lay more eggs, it is known as poultry farming. So write down here, poultry farming, the practice of keeping and breeding useful animals which lays eggs are called poultry farming. Clear? And the poultry birds are hen, ducks, etc. Clear to you? So examples you can write down here. The poultry birds are hens, ducks. They lay eggs, and they are farmed or taken care to lay more and more eggs, and that practice is known as poultry. The last one is fisheries. Now second last is fisheries. What is the meaning of fisheries? The word itself made you very clear about the fisheries. It is related to the fish. The fishery is the farming of the fish. The farming of the fish. You know, there is the business of farming of the fish. During my college days, I was very fortunate that I got a chance to go to a fishery farming house, where I had seen how the eggs of the fish, they change into fingerlings, then frylings, and then fish. Many steps are there. I will not be able to explain you more, but this includes lots of steps to get a fish from the eggs, and that method or practice of farming the fish, it is known as fisheries. One more term is there. It is your aquaculture. What is the meaning of, C-U-L-T-U-R-E. This is C-U-L-T-U-R-E. Okay. What is the meaning of aqua? Aqua means water. In this branch, the farming of aquatic organism takes place. The farming of aquatic animals takes place, and that method of agriculture is known as aquaculture. Clear to you? Then we all know that we have two type of fish. One is fresh water and the another one marine water. Marine is a term for salty water or the sea water. It is an alternative word for the sea water. Clear to you? So aquaculture, this is the farming of the aquatic animals. Then we have apiculture. What is the meaning of apiculture? Apiculture is related to the honeybees. The rearing means proper care is taken. The rearing of honeybees is known as apiculture. It is done in a very large scale. The honeybees are kept or farmed in this practice, and then it produces honey which is very rich in mineral and sugar. And how honey is formed, we all know that the honeybees and the other insects, they suck the nectar from the flower and then store in a honeycomb, and then it is collected by lighting a fire under the comb, and then it is it is formed in a concentrated form known as honey. Done? So here the discussion is almost over. These are the extra notes that I have given you. First one, the animals, that animal husbandry. Then the categories of the animals depending upon our use. Then how do we take care these animals in their farm to get the crop or the products in a better and in a more way. Clear? See, normally the cows, they give the milk, but if they are kept in a farmhouse or in a proper dairy, then proper care is taken and the milk production is considered to be more. The same way poultry is made for the poultry birds, fisheries is meant for the fish, and apiculture for the honeybees. Aquaculture, it is related to all the organism related to the which lives in the water. Done. So these are the extra parts that I have given you. I'll give you the PDF form also. Now it's time to discuss the objective question answers of chapter crop production and its management. Something to know. Part A, fill in the blanks. We have to fill these blanks with the suitable words. The first question is, that results in loosening and mixing of the soil. If you remember the very first step in the agricultural practices, it is your preparation of the soil. And how we prepare the soil? By plowing. So answer will be, the first one is the plowing. Plowing results in loosening and mixing of the soils. Number 2, that competes with the crops for nutrients. Who competes with the crops? The unwanted plants, and they are known as weed. So second one I have written here, weed. Clear? Number 3, the name of the bacteria which is present in the root nodules of which plant that help in fixing nitrogenous compound or atmospheric nitrogen. We know it very well. Rhizobium is the name of the bacteria and it lives in the roots of the leguminous plant. Number 4, harvested grains are dashed to reduce moisture content. How can we reduce the moisture content of a food? Obviously by sun drying. So it should be dried properly to reduce the moisture content. So next one I have written here, dried. Clear? Number 5, removal of anthers from the flowers is known as emasculation. We discussed last class also and in today's class also that emasculation is the process by which we remove the anthers of the flower to get the desired character and to stop the desired pollination. Now next one, match the following. One side we have sickle, tractor, seed drill, combine and silo. Sickle is an implement which is used to harvest. So write down harvest. This is, I have not written, harvesting. Number 2, tractor. What do we do with the tractor? With the help of tractor, we used to loosen the soil. So for plowing, it is used for plowing. Number 3, seed drill. When we drill the hole or make the hole in the soil. Why? To just sow the seeds. It is for sowing, putting seed into the holes. Then combine. Combine is a farm machine which does the function of both harvesting as well as threshing. But mostly it is used for threshing. So you write down THRESHING. Clear? Last one, silo. Silo is a very long tower. It is used to store the grain. STO, then RAG. RAGE. Sorry for my bad handwriting. Storage. STORAGE. It is A. Okay. Storage. Clear? Part C, MCQ. The practice of growing leguminous plants between successive cereal crops is called. Between two cereal crops, we used to plant the leguminous plant. That method is known as crop rotation. I am writing here. Number 1, crop rotation. Then number 2, which among the following is a kharif crop? Answer is rice. Number 3, the organic substance obtained from dead plants, animals and their waste is known as. Crumb is a big piece of soil, chaff means husk. So there is a confusion between fertilizer and manure. Fertilizer is obviously, it is not related with any of the living material. So answer will be manure. Manure has the relation with the living material. So answer is manure. Number 4, the process of separating grain from chaff is known as, obviously, winnowing. Winnowing is the method to separate the lighter particles from the heavier grains. Number 5, crop which are grown during the rainy seasons are known as kharif crops. Kharif crops are sown in rainy season. That's all in today's class. Now your homework is do part A, B, C in bio copy. This is the first question. Second question, do part A, B, C in your copy. This is your homework. First question, do part A, B, C in your copy. And these are the extra questions that you should write in your copy. That is, define animal husbandry, pisciculture and apiculture. Just write the definition. That's all in today's class. Thank you. Bye.